So they were searching along the roadways. Interestingly, the FBI teams were also back at Nancy Guthrie's house today and searching behind the area where we're set up, where the media set up, asking us to move off of the side of the road so that they could search, and then also searching in Nancy's yard, in the side yard, behind the house. You can see we had our drone up right here, Jesse. So they were back again. I haven't seen them back here at the house in a couple of days. Also, at the same time at Annie Guthrie's house, and remember, Annie is Savannah's sister, Nancy's other daughter. There were two men that showed up at Annie's house this afternoon, Jesse. One of them was wearing latex gloves. We believe they were law enforcement, although we asked several times, what agency are you from? This is video of them right here. They got out of a gray SUV that looked like a law enforcement SUV, although they were in plain clothes. They went into Annie's house for 3 to 4 minutes, and then they came out, you see there, holding two paper bags, put the bags into the SUV, and what's interesting is the one who was wearing the latex gloves, then, there he is, went over to the mailbox and took the mail out of the mailbox and then carefully put it into the SUV. Again, we tried asking them, what agency are you from? Are you from the sheriff's office? Are you part of the FBI? And they wouldn't respond, and then left Annie's house. So that was another interesting development, but I think the glove right now is what people are sort of holding on to, hoping that perhaps this could be a critical piece of evidence. I want to bring in Kurt Dabb. And Kurt is a retired homicide detective from here in Pima County. I've gotten to know Kurt over the last week or so.
Yep.
You were there for what, over 3 decades, right?
No, a little over 20 years.
A little over 20 years. Okay, yeah, you look younger than that, Kurt. But he's been an incredible resource because he's got great connections in the department and he knows the area so well. The first thing I want to ask you about is these gloves. And sources that I've talked to say that they believe these are the kinds of gloves that they were. They're nitrile gloves. They're similar to like what people would wear, I'm told, that are working on homes with chemicals. Someone was telling me a lot of cooks wear these gloves, hairdressers wear these gloves. They're very, very common. Do you think that this glove that was located today could have just been a worker that threw the glove to the side of the road, or do you think this could actually be significant?
Well, you know, there's many theories of what it could be. Suffice to say, we have to take it, or law enforcement has to take it seriously. I own those same color gloves at home. What struck me was the amount of days that have gone by since the glove was discovered. I know I've been watching the news, I've been seeing them do article searches, which is walking up and down the side of the roads. I saw they were knocking on doors and going in, excuse me, in people's backyards and checking in the washes. So I think it's highly possible that it is, you know, one of the gloves that the suspect, but we won't know that until the FBI or the Sheriff's Department, you know, gets DNA testing done on it.
What about the FBI teams coming back out here to the house today? Because they were right behind us, they were in the front driveway, and they were all in the side yard. They weren't doing a grid search where they were all lined up, but there was about 5 of them, you know, looking intently. What do you make of that?
Well, you know, as you know, Brian, as the investigation is going on, there's still going to be a ton of interviews. There's a bunch of tips coming in, so each interview, you know, could give a little piece of information, and as soon as that, piece of information, if the detectives or the sergeants or whoever's monitoring, you know, the calls coming in or the tips coming in or the interviews, they'll immediately send somebody out. So it's not that out of the ordinary to have them, you know, 1 or 2 people come back to a house to grab something.
I raced out last night, you know, an hour away, very close to the Mexico border, where they located this person who they were calling a subject, and they were questioning him. And, you know, they had a search warrant, federal search warrant, whole area closed down, seemed really legit. And then later that night, we find out that they've released him. And no one has said another word about this guy. It seems like he probably wasn't connected. That is my sense. Are you hearing anything on that front?
I haven't heard anything different than what happened or what you just described. That doesn't mean that that individual, unless, you know, they come out and say, yeah, he is bona fide, you know, nothing to do with it, you're still going to look, you know, keep tabs, if you will, on that individual and, you know, any of the other individuals that they have. But just because he was released doesn't mean he's not part of it, unless, you know, the Sheriff's Department or the FBI, which they may have, I don't know, you know, said, no, this individual was cleared.
Yeah, well, I appreciate your time, Kurt. Sure. As always, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
It was interesting when I was on your show, like you said last night, Jesse, when that all went down out there, and to think that a few hours after we got off the air, the guy was walking out and he was back home. And suddenly no one has said a word since.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.